Okay, good morning, my dear children. So today we are going to start with the new chapter, the very first chapter, Evolution of Computer. And this chapter is coming in your first semester. My dear children, before starting this chapter, as you know, many things about the computer, about its internal memory, external memory, about the hardware, software. But the question still arises, my dear children, in our mind, that how was computer invented, or how the evolution of the computer took place, isn't it? Because we know one thing, that Charles Babbage is called the father of the computer. Means he is said to be that he was the one who has given a right way for the invention of the computer. We say him the father of the computer, but we never say that he is the inventor of the computer. Why it is like that? Because computer was not invented in 1 or 2 days. It took years and years and years for its evolution. So, in this chapter, we are going to study about the history of the computer. Is how come the evolution of computer took place, and the computer which we are using today had to go what kind of milestones. So my dear children, first of all, like in earlier days, round about 3000 BC, people of China used to use abacus method for calculation. Means they were using the abacus method for calculation like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So this abacus actually was like a wooden frame, and it was divided into two parts. The upper part was called heaven and the lower part was called earth. So heaven consists of 2 beats and earth consists of 5 beats, and in that way, using that beats, they used to do all the calculations. Okay, and as the time passed by, the second thing which came for the calculation, or like people started using, was the Pascal. It is also known as Pascal calculator. It was invented by Pascal. And my dear children, this was capable of doing only the addition and subtraction, and it used the meter, okay, a wheel and a gear, and these 3 things together did the addition and subtraction. Like many of you have seen the taxi meter, no? The meter which runs in the taxi. It is the best example of Pascal. Then after few years, Lebanese calculator was discovered. Lebanese calculator was discovered by a scientist named Lebanese. Okay, and what it did all kind of calculation. It did subtraction, it did addition, multiplication, division, as well as it was capable of taking out the square root. We take out the square root, of what is the square root of 4, what is the square root of 8. So that Lebanese calculator was able to do this one extra calculation. Then after this Lebanese calculator, our father of computer, Charles Babbage, he invented 2 machines. One was analytical engine and the other one was difference engine. And when this discovery of 2 analytical engine and difference engine was 10 years difference. Means analytical engine was invented in 1800 and difference engine was discovered in 1822, whereas analytical engine was discovered in year 1833. So this 2 engine which was discovered by Charles Babbage, brought evolution in the invention of the computer. That is why he is known as the father of the computer. From there we are able, means many scientists later on they worked on it, upgraded the things, and the today's computer what we see is based on his technology. What his technology was, what he used in that our input was there, output was there, store was there, mill was there. So today's computer also work on IPO cycle, input, output and processing. So in the same way it is taken from there. So input, output, store and mill. So what was the work of that? Means what was the use of this store and what was the use of this mill? So store was what? It stored all kind of informations and the data which was given to that machines, and mill was to calculate all the different kind of calculations. So after this, and even this control unit was there which used to control the working of that particular machine. Then after few years, the tabulating machine was discovered by Hermann Hollerith. Hermann Hollerith was a mathematician and he discovered the tabulating machine. And my dear children, this tabulating machine used the punch card. Okay, so punch card was basically used in the jacquard loom. Loom, you understand, whereby which is used to weave the clothes. So this punch card were used in jacquard loom to print the design on the clothes, because earlier which clothes were coming, it was plain white color, and whatever the designs were printed there, it was due to the help of that punch card. So this Hermann Hollerith, he used that punch card to record and store the data. Means Hermann Hollerith, what he did, he used the punch card to store the data and the information. And this machine, this tabulating machine was capable of reading the data, processing it and giving the desired output, means desired result. Then further, after few years, in year 1944, Howard Aiken had discovered another machine which was known as Marquand. The inventor of Marquand was Howard Aiken. He was the engineer. He was the primary engineer of IBM. And this Marquand machine was able to do all kind of calculations automatically. Means we had to feed the data. He has to feed the data, and the calculations were done automatically. All the data were calculated automatically. Then in further years, when nowadays the computer we see, it's basically somewhat what it was like that, like ENIAC, EDSAC, EDVAC and UNIVAC. So these were the four computers actually. So ENIAC, first of all you should know what is the full form of ENIAC. ENIAC full form is electronic, numerical, integrator and calculator. So this ENIAC was invented by John Presper Eckert and John Macaulay. These were the two people who were the inventors of the ENIAC. And it consisted of 1800 vacuum tubes, and it used to do 1000 of calculation in 200 microsecond. Means it was so fast. Okay, because of this 1800 and vacuum tube, the ENIAC machine was able to do 1000 times calculation faster than whatever the machines were discovered earlier. It could add many large numbers, plenty of large numbers in 200 microseconds. Then EDSAC. EDSAC full form is electronic, delay, storage, automatic calculator, and it was discovered by Sir Maurice Wilk. Okay, he was the discoverer of EDSAC. So EDSAC was discovered actually in May 1949, And this computer first ran the graphical computer game named Baby. The first game which like people started playing on the computer, the name of that game was Baby, and it was based on graphical it was based basically on the graphics. Okay, so who was the inventor of ETSAC? Sir Maurice Wilk, and he invented the first graphic game named Baby. Then EDVAC, electronic discrete variable automatic computer. This again was the advanced, or you can say that a little bit of changes were done in ENIAC by John Macaulay and John Presper Eckert, and this what they did means some updating they did, and this program led the advancement of computer that we know today. So punch card, storing the data and all that. They started using the binary code which we use in the computer. In standard 4 you have studied about the table, bits and bytes, isn't it? Bits, bytes, terabyte, kilobyte, megabyte and all that. So this bits and bytes table were invented. This binary code was invented by Sir John Presper Eckert and John Macaulay. Then again they did little bit of upgradation in this EDVAC, and they made the UNIVAC, Universal Automatic Computer 1. Okay, so this was the first computer to handle both the numeric data as well as text data. Means it was able to understand 1, 2, 3, 4 even alphabets A, B, C, D. That is why it is told that it was able to understand both the text data as well as the numeric data. And it was equipped with magnetic tape, and it was also having the buffering memory which we see nowadays in the computer. No, when we have to open any site, you see it, our computer buffer for a second and then the files get reopened. So that buffering also was introduced in this UNIVAC computer. So this way the invention of the computer took place, the computer which we are using today. And one more thing children, I forgot to tell you, this ENIAC computer, it was very big. Nowadays computer is what? You can, like, it is in the form of laptop, desktop, hardly it takes a space to keep it. But this ENIAC, the size of the computer was so big that it occupied one big room. Means like it needed enough place to be kept in. So my dear children, I have explained you till here only. In the next class we will talk about the different generations of the computer. Our computer is divided into 5 generations. First generation computer, second generation computer, third generation computer, fourth generation computer and fifth generation computer, which is even known as fifth generation computer is even known as, you know what kind of computer? Present or beyond, means what we are using presently and it can be beyond, even it can be a robotic, isn't it? That fifth generation. So in these computer generations of the computer, we will use how come the updated things took place. In first generation, what were the things used in the computer? Then second generation, what were the things updated? Then third generations, what kind of language, what was used, what kind of machinery was used, and like that we will be discussing about that. So today I will end this here only. One thing my dear children, I want to talk to you that we all teachers, principal and vice principal of the school are missing you a lot. We want to meet our children as soon as possible, but because you know it's a challenging time, it's a tough time that we have to stay at home. But children, one request is there, you stay at home safely, and whatever your teachers have taught you regarding the sanitation, cleanliness, it is the correct time to practice now. What we have taught you, even you teach your parents, what they should do and what they should not do. And please take care of yourself, and when you join school, we want you to see that you are healthy as earlier. And second thing, very important thing I want to convey you, my dear children, like in this lockdown, school is closed down. We teachers are trying our best that we should give you certain kind of assignment to do. Even we are explaining the chapters. So don't take it as a game. It is for your benefit that we are trying to work hard in this constraint period. So I request that whatever the assignments are given to you, please do your assignments seriously, listen to the video tutorial seriously, and not only writing, even you learn the things what we are giving you through the assignments, project work, and whatever we are saying through our tutorial videos. We pray for your betterment, children. Thank you. God bless each one of you.